Tilly and the Enchanted Leaves. One crisp autumn morning, Tilly skipped outside with her midnight cat at her heels. The forest floor was covered in crunchy red, orange, and golden leaves. "Oh, how beautiful," Tilly said, twirling around. "I wish they could dance forever." The midnight cat batted at a leaf, sending it spinning into the air. Tilly giggled. "That gives me an idea." She tapped her broom and whispered a rhyme. "Leaves so bright take to flight, twist and twirl in autumn light." At once the leaves lifted from the ground. They spun and swirled, twinkling in the sunlight like 1,000 tiny lanterns. The midnight cat leapt after them, paws swiping happily. But soon the leaves began to whirl faster and faster. They formed a great swirling tornado of colour. "Oh dear," gasped Tilly, clutching her hat. The rushing leaves lifted her right off her feet. The midnight cat clung to her broom as they were carried high into the air. Tilly thought quickly, "I must calm them down." She waved her wand and sang softly. "Gentle breezes softly play, settle leaves at end of day." The leaves slowed, drifting gently back to the forest floor until the ground was blanketed once more in gold and scarlet. Tilly landed safely with her cat still clinging to her broom. "That was a little too much dancing," she laughed, brushing leaves from her hair. The midnight cat meowed in agreement. From then on, whenever the autumn wind rustled through the trees, Tilly imagined the leaves were whispering, "Thank you for the dance." And she smiled, knowing even the forest loved a little magic. Tilly and the First Snow. One frosty morning, Tilly peeked out her window and gasped. The whole forest was covered in sparkling white snow. "Oh, midnight cat, look! Winter is here," she cried. The midnight cat pressed his nose to the glass and meowed, his green eyes wide with wonder. Tilly bundled into her cloak, pulled on her mittens, and together they raced outside. The snow crunched under her boots, and the air smelled crisp and fresh. "Let's try a little snow magic," Tilly said, tapping her broom. She whispered, "Snowflakes bright, twinkle light. Dance with joy this winter night." At once the snowflakes lifted into the air, swirling like tiny stars. The midnight cat leapt and chased them, leaving paw prints behind in the snow. Just then Tilly heard sniffles, a family of field mice huddled under a log, shivering. "Oh no," said Tilly softly, "you're cold." She thought quickly and tapped her broom again. With a gentle spell, the snow around the log shaped itself into a cosy, glowing igloo. The mice scurried inside, warm and safe. "Thank you," they squeaked, peeking out. Tilly smiled. Winter magic is best when it helps someone. That night, as she and the midnight cat flew over the snowy forest, the ground below sparkled like diamonds. The cat purred happily on the broom, and Tilly hugged him close. "Snow, stars, and you," she whispered. "That's all the magic I need." And the snowflakes seemed to agree, twinkling down gently as they soared into the moonlit sky. Tilly and the Snow Lanterns. The witches' village was buzzing with excitement. Tonight was the winter festival, when every witch lit a lantern to brighten the longest night of the year. Tilly held up her lantern. It was small and plain, with just a tiny flicker inside. Around her, the older witches had grand lanterns glowing in dazzling colours, blue like sapphires, gold like sunshine, and silver like stars. Tilly sighed. "Oh, midnight cat. Mine looks so ordinary." The midnight cat rubbed against her legs and purred, then padded off into the snowy woods. "Wait for me," Tilly called, following. They came to a clearing where children from the village were trying to build a snow fort, but the snow was too icy and kept crumbling down. Tilly thought for a moment, then tapped her broom and whispered, "Snow so bright, soft tonight, shape with love, hold on tight." The snow sparkled and rose, forming sturdy, glowing walls. The children cheered and ran inside, safe and warm. But something magical happened. Tilly's little lantern began to glow brighter. Each kind act she did filled it with more light. On the way back, she used her magic to free a robin tangled in a snowy branch. Her lantern glowed brighter still. By the time she returned to the festival, her once small lantern shone with a warm golden glow that lit up the whole square. "Look at Tilly's lantern," the witches whispered. The head witch smiled. "Her lantern shines with kindness. That's the truest magic of all." The midnight cat curled in Tilly's arms, purring proudly as her lantern glowed brighter than any other that night.